This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Father sentenced. A Pictou County man who sexually abused his 3 children for years receives 10 years behind bars. Space race. We take a look at the growing interest in launching rockets off the East Coast. And Tool Library. How a non-profit shop in Halifax is making home repairs easier.
A chance for some showers and a risk for a rumble of thunder Wednesday evening into the overnight and early Thursday, then just quiet. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. The Pictou County man who sexually abused his 3 children for years is going to prison. Douglas Guthrow Sr. was sentenced Wednesday in Pictou Supreme Court to 10 years. The judge described his crimes as disturbing and said there was a need to denounce sexual violence against vulnerable children. Gareth Hampshire reports.
87-year-old Douglas Guthrow Sr. was led out of the courtroom by sheriffs after receiving a 10-year sentence for historical crimes of sexual violence. Justice Frank Hoskins noted he abused his role as a parent and caused immeasurable harm to all 3 children, who he said were young and vulnerable. He read disturbing details about Guthrow's crimes, calling his behavior abhorrent and explaining his magnitude of offending was staggering. Guthrow's children, Susan Farrell, Sherry Colbert and Doug Robertson, recall being around 6 years old when the abuse started.
Would set better with me is if he spent some time in a prison or in custody, because he doesn't know what that is. He doesn't know what our custody was and everything that he put us through over the years. And now hopefully he'll get a sense of he's going to be ruled and he's going to be told what to do.
Justice Hoskins said Guthrow's appalling acts continued for about 19 years in total. He said the abuse the 3 endured robbed them of a normal childhood.
It's a substantial and significant sentence. It certainly recognizes the huge victim impact.
The sentence is in line with what the Crown recommended, but much stiffer than the defense's request for a sentence served in the community. However, defense lawyer Pavel Buvnov agrees the offenses are very serious.
Considering the nature of the offenses, it is something the defense could expect.
The defense has 30 days to file an appeal. The only possible grounds, Bubnov says, would be based on Guthrow's age, frail medical condition, and life expectancy. Gareth Hampshire, CBC News, Pictou.
A province-wide fire ban is now in effect until October 15th. It comes as Nova Scotia is in the middle of a heat wave, and the hot, dry weather is raising worries about the risk of wildfires.
We're seeing conditions in the forest now that are starting to look similar to what we saw in 2016. And for folks that will remember that summer, that was a period in August where we had some challenging fires down the western end of the province.
Tingley says the current dry stretch could last another week. Meanwhile, Halifax firefighters and DNR are responding to a wildfire in the Tantallon area. It's near Big Indian Lake. DNR says the fire is small and fairly remote. The fire is not advancing, and ground crews are working to gain access to the area. So yeah, Ryan, we need rain more than ever.
Yeah, we really do. And Mother Nature providing perhaps a little bit of relief, but not as much as we need, because we've got a lot of ground to make up. There's no question about that. Another very hot one today, 30 in Halifax. 31 at Keji was our hotspot in the province today. As you can see, high 20s, mid to high 20s across the board. This is the front we're watching, moving out of New Brunswick, moving into Nova Scotia, but not a lot of green on the board here. These are going to be hit and miss showers, more miss than hit, but the potential is there overnight into Thursday morning. And then as we move into Thursday afternoon, you can see it's generally just a cloudy day. Watching this next wave, Thursday evening into the overnight, this will fill in, and this is going to be our greatest chance. The southwest will have our best chance of, say, seeing 10 millimeters. but even that is just 10 millimeters. And then that will move out, and we're looking at a clear out as we move into the Friday time period and the weekend, which on the positive side does look good. So we'll hope to get all those raindrops we can before then, Amy. The full 7 day is coming out.
All right, absolutely. Thanks for that, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, there are 5 more cases of measles in northern Nova Scotia, bringing the total number of cases to 35. Public Health says new cases are all connected. There are also 2 additional exposure sites. The first is at the Cobequid Health Centre in Lower Sackville on Sunday, July 6th. That is specifically for the waiting area of the mobile primary care clinic and the blood collection waiting room. There was also a possible exposure at the Guardian Kennecook Pharmacy on July 3rd and 6th. The regional medical officer of health said the patient didn't know they had measles when they visited those locations.
Oftentimes people don't realize that they can actually transmit infection before they know that they have measles. The natural history of a measles infection is that the first couple of days, it looks and feels like essentially like a common cold. And the characteristic rash really typically only appears on day 3 to 4.
Some patients have needed treatment, but no one has been hospitalized. More than ever before, we rely on satellites, but Canada has lagged behind other nations when it comes to space infrastructure. That could soon be changing. Here on the East Coast, there is growing interest in rockets, satellites, and launch facilities. Brett Ruskin explains.
10, 9.
Inside this rocket, a shoebox-sized satellite that took 2.5 years to build.
It's very exciting to see it go into space.
1, ignition. And liftoff of Falcon 9. Go SpaceX, go Transporter 14.
Liftoff was last month, and the satellite will soon capture images of Earth. But while many satellites snap pictures and send them back to the surface, this one uses AI to analyze them first.
If you can imagine taking pictures of the ocean, most of the cases you're just seeing water. Not important. So you don't want all that information to come back down. You're looking for specific surface vessels, for instance.
Identifying ships in the ocean or early signs of wildfire in the woods puts this Canadian company at the cutting edge of satellite technology. But for their launch, there was no Canadian way to get to space.
Right now, we built the spacecrafts here, but we have to launch them elsewhere.
That means relying on the United States.
So now we're #1 in space by a lot. It's not even close.
The strained Canada-U.S. relationship has some questioning that reliance.
You know, we went through that with COVID and the ability to produce vaccines and stuff, the sovereign capability for production of vaccines. It's that lesson, I think, that's very real that has become more apparent in just the last 6 months.
He and his team are building a spaceport in Canso, Nova Scotia. It'll be like an airport for rockets, where companies can come to launch in a remote but well-supported location. They've already hosted small rockets. A company from Europe is coming to launch in October, and more are on the way.
They're drumming their fingers and they're waiting and they're ready.
So Canada has satellites, a launch pad. Now we just need a rocket. A handful of companies are spending millions to develop designs, including one planning a test launch next month in Newfoundland.
So that launch is a very important one, historic as well, but it's a low-altitude demonstration of our Taiga launch vehicle.
He says just like Canadians scoffed at becoming the 51st state, we should likewise defend our space sovereignty too.
Sovereignty is more important than ever, means that access to space is as well, just as important domain as the land, sea, and the air.
Now, one of the main reasons why the East Coast is so attractive has to do with geography. In order to launch into a north-south orbit around the Earth, you need a lot of space, either above or below your launch site. And the East Coast has that. You take a look at a map, and there's nothing south of us here until you hit Bermuda or perhaps Brazil. And so that is something that is going to be attractive, not only to Canadian launchers, but also internationally as well. Something that the East Coast space industry here will likely try to capitalize on in the years ahead. Brett Ruskin, CBC News, Halifax.
Rates to travel by ferry between Nova Scotia and PEI go down on Friday, but if you've already booked a ride on the ferry, you will be getting some money back. Northumberland Ferry says if you booked a trip for or on or after August 1st, you'll get a 50% refund. It won't be instant, though. The company says refunds will take 10 to 15 business days. Invasive plants are overrunning a park in Wolfville. So to help save the park's ecosystem, some volunteers are getting their hands dirty and doing a little digging. Juliana Griot reports.
Invasive plants have been growing wild at Wildfire's Reservoir Park. This group of volunteers is addressing the problem at its root, and sometimes at its branches.
Little grid square here. You see how it's cleared out? When we started, it looked like this, right behind.
Impenetrable.
And yes, it's totally shaded and just thick with buckthorn. That's all.
David Steele coordinates this operation. He has been an amateur naturalist for almost 10 years. He says invasive plants sabotage the local ecosystem.
And so the invasive plants provide no food at all for the native insects that are the meat and potatoes of the food webs. So this, if we want to, we're trying to reestablish biodiversity as well as build back the plant community. And to do that, we have to pick the right plants that are evolved with the insect population and the plants that support the most biodiversity.
Glossy leaf buckthorn, Norway maple, English oaks, and multiflora rosa are some of the invasive species overtaking Reservoir Park. Just today, they were able to remove 13,000 plants, mostly buckthorns. That sounds like a lot, but there are nearly 80 invasive species within 1 square meter, from small sprouts to tall trees. Steele says he could never do this work alone. He has around 10 volunteers who help out. They use tools, from picks to shovels and even a chainsaw. There's also a very specific tool called the extractigator, which is designed solely for removing invasive species from the root. This recent Acadia University graduate is happy to be part of this group. Born and raised in Wolfville, she has always wanted to give back to local causes.
I was just running in here one day and I saw David and his big piles, and I saw it and I recognized the glossy buckthorn, which I've helped pull out before with other organizations, and I said, hey, how do I get in on this? Let me be a part of this. And so he put me in the schedule.
The second stage of the program comes in the fall. After their current work is done, they will be planting native species. Steele hopes that with more space, light, and food from removing invasives, native plants can thrive. Juliana Grillo, CBC News, Wolfville.
With the price of household tools becoming more expensive, many people are looking at other options for their household projects. And the Halifax Tool Library wants to help ease the financial burden. Kirsten Green has that story.
Need a fix? You can grab yourself a hammer, a drill, a chainsaw, or whatever your home repair needs require at the Halifax Tool Library. Located on Veet Street, this non-profit, volunteer-led shop has been up and running for more than 10 years, housing a vast collection of tools and equipment for people to browse, check out, and return once the job is done.
The mission of the Tool Library is to put tools into other people's hands. So whether that's taking unused tools and putting them into other people's hands, which we do through donation.
Denny says the library offers a valuable service for its more than 300 members. The annual membership fee is $100, saving them money on increasingly expensive tools, but also saving space.
The tools take up space. You collect them, you might use them for 1 or 2 jobs, and then it just sits there collecting dust.
In addition to tools, library members also have access to our workshop, where they can come do their own woodworking projects with the help of a tool librarian. Matt Roshan, a volunteer since 2016, says he's seen the library grow into its own community, where librarians have active relationships with their members.
I have members here that, when they call in for something, like to renew a tool or something that they have unknown, a lot of them, I know their names. I'm just like, oh, hi, Peter. And they're always surprised to know their name.
Hey, Joanna.
Denny credits the library's success and longevity to the tireless work of its volunteers, who dedicated hours of their time to a worthwhile cause. Now, they've even inspired other groups to follow in their footsteps.
They were looking for our knowledge to start potentially one up in Canning, I believe Canning Public Library. I'm not exactly sure on the exact date of the starting for this one, but we're open to helping them get off the feet.
Denny adds that he hopes to see more initiatives like this in the future. Kirsten Green, CBC News, Halifax.
Beautiful night out there. Ryan is up next with his forecast. See you in just a few minutes.
This weather update is brought to you by Access Wellness Nova Scotia. Book your appointment today for free, confidential mental wellness support.
All right, we've got Ryan back with his full forecast, and the big headline out of the weather is it's so dry.
It's very dry, and as we mentioned off the top, burn ban now in place right through till October if things don't change. Heaven forbid. Hopefully they do change, and if there is a big switch in the pattern and we suddenly start getting a lot of wet weather, then this will change. But as of right now, there's no need to check the burn ban every day. It's going to look just like this. So the burning not allowed at any time and in place until conditions improve. And hopefully that will be long, long before October the 15th. As we look at our webcam shot for this evening, this is beautiful Grand Pré. And yes, a lovely evening there, but note how yellow that grass is. And boy, the grass is taking a torching from the sun all across the province right now. And that's no doubt about that. As we look at the temperatures out there right now, an earlier high of 30 in Halifax, including here at the CBC and our weather station on the roof, but things have cooled off to about 26 now. 26 here on the roof, as well as the downtown location site from Environment Canada. 30 at the airport, 30 in Kentville, rather, 30 at Keji, and temps notably cooler along that Northumberland shore today, as expected, with that light sea breeze kicking in there. Dew point values, we're in the low to mid-teens for the most part, but we've got a couple of spots in the upper teens, and it's been feeling noticeable today, no question, to edging towards the humid to oppressive range. And this is the activity that we're watching along this cold front. Boy, it'd be great to see some of this tracking through Nova Scotia right now, from New Brunswick back to Maine, back into Vermont. This is the front that will sail through, but it does look like it's really going to lose gas as it moves into our region. Area of high pressure is going to be moving in. That at least fresher air mass won't be nearly as hot over the next couple of days. As you can see, temperatures into the low 20s and through Thunder Bay and up towards Churchill, Manitoba near 18. And we will actually see some highs in the teens over the next couple of days, believe it or not. Tonight, temperatures will be into the teens for overnight lows. For the most part, we're going to be in that 17 to 18 range. We'll be looking at those light winds. There's the model kind of just fading away as that front moves through overnight. Thursday morning, lingering clouds and a couple of isolated showers here, but not a whole lot here, not going to help. And then as we move into the afternoon, expecting the clouds to just remain fairly dominant. Now, this model showing maybe a couple of very isolated showers, but the greater risk will be towards Thursday evening as this next wave does start to approach from the south. It will be tracking to the south. We'll get onto the northern edge of it, and it will continue to throw at least some showers into the mix, more so for Thursday night into early Friday, and we'll pick up that story in just a moment. 21 to 25 across Cape Breton to Morrill. Onshore flow for Inverness, no big deal. Water temperature is near 19 degrees right now, but again, the northerly wind, I guess, will feel a little cool coming off the water. Northwest winds for most of the central areas as well, but it's a pretty light wind, so we could still see a little bit of a coastal sea breeze there along the Atlantic coastline in the metro area. And temperatures in the west ranging from 18 with a little bit of a light onshore wind for the south shore to 20 to 23 in through the Annapolis Valley. This is what I'm most optimistic about will be the Thursday night, Friday shot that comes through here. Some forecast models squeaking us up towards maybe the 10 millimeter range from this in the southwest. This is where things have been driest and into the valley. So fingers crossed on that. Friday afternoon, the clouds perhaps being a little bit stubborn, but we will clear out the showers in the morning and then into the afternoon. The notable northeast flow is going to keep temperatures in the 18 to 20 range, maybe 22 possible in through inland areas of the northeast. As we'll get into a little more sunshine there. There's Saturday, which is looking really, really nice. And note the muggy meter. Crashing right down, and so no muggies to be dealing with. We're looking at the summer sweet range, Saturday into Sunday, creeping up a little bit Monday and into Tuesday of next week. But overall, it looks like the muggies not going to be an issue for the weekend. As you can see, temperatures warming throughout the weekend. Natal Day looking great, and a chance for showers into Tuesday, and then maybe again Thursday of next week. So at least some shower chances into the mix even into next week, Amy.
Yeah, it'll be welcome for sure. All right, thank you for that, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, today is International Friendship Day. CBC News spent several days last week at libraries across Halifax Regional Municipality talking to people about the importance of friendship in their lives. Have a look.
So friendship means a lot to me.
Having someone there for you whenever you're down or like sad about something.
Staying loyal.
It's a sense of community. As humans, we're community-oriented people.
It means helping each other.
To be open to share your feelings with people that you know and understand.
Someone like that you care about or that cares about you, and someone who doesn't treat you badly.
The purpose of a friend is someone to talk to, right? Someone to trust.
A good friend would be like helping you whenever it will help you get back up. Good friends will like be honest and not lie to you and like be there for you and make you comfortable with getting more friends.
You can't always talk to your partner about how you feel and stuff, so sometimes you gotta go to your friends.
The kind of friend I think I am is I like to help my friends out. I like to cheer them up, help them feel better if they're having a bad day.
My friends always say that I'm really good at being a therapist. I think I'm a loyal friend.
The way you make friends is just by being nice to people.
Talk to people. When you see somebody, you know, you look at them. If you make eye contact, smile and say, "Hi, how are you?"
Playing with them, but someone who doesn't have friends, you say you will play with me, and then they might want to be your friend. Make them laugh, pick them up when they get hurt, protect them, play with them, and also, when they're lonely, you can play with them.
I can only speak from my experiences that my friends are my family. Sometimes a friendship can just build from over years. Sometimes it can just build, you know, from time to time, from like a month. Everybody has different ways of building a friendship.
I know when I had my children, most of their friends, their parents were my friends. And now, I get to choose who I want for a friend.
We have relationships that come and go, but friends are there no matter what. I lost my husband in 2009, so being around friends, it means a lot.
Some friends come and some friends go.
Friend I spend a lot of time with is quite different from me, but we work together quite well. I mean, when we've each had enough of the other, we just have had enough and give it a break. But we're glad to have each other as friends.
We need more friendship in the world.
We need to be able to talk to each other. We need to be able to laugh with each other. If you're having a bad day, being around someone who's laughing can actually bring out laughter in you.
Coming up, hot, dry weather is raising concerns about the risk of wildfires. We'll speak with the province's manager of forest protection. Nova Scotia is in the middle of a heat wave, and the hot, dry weather is raising worries about the risk of wildfires around the province. Scott Tingley is manager of forest protection for the Department of Natural Resources, and he joins us now. So when you see conditions around Nova Scotia, how concerned are you?
We're certainly we're already into a dry stretch, and where the weather forecasts we're receiving now are indicating we could be looking at least another week, maybe even 10 days without rain. So we're seeing conditions in the forest now that are starting to look similar to what we saw in 2016. And for folks that will remember that summer, that was a period in August where we had some challenging fires down the western end of the province, down around in and around Kejik Park. So we're certainly concerned, and we're trying to reinforce the message, that follow the burn restrictions and check in daily. The map has been red for a number of days, and it started in the western end. It's starting to spread through the rest of the province, and we only see those restrictions staying the same or increasing as time goes without rain here.
Well, what areas of the province are at the highest risk at the moment?
Things are actually relatively consistent across the province. We're starting to see very dry conditions everywhere. There's a few areas in the western end of the province. They were in and around the valley, the Digby and parts of the South Shore were the highest last week and continue to climb. But generally, we're seeing very dry conditions right across the province.
Well, we've had reports of some wells running dry. What does that mean for putting out the fires if they do happen?
There's not a direct correlation with, the wells and the surface water. Obviously, they're an indicator of how dry things are. We're not as concerned with that. It may pose some challenges. Some of the water sources that we may have turned to when things aren't as dry might not be as useful. But our staff, our firefighters, our pilots that fly the helicopters, they're very adept and trained to get water from remote and small water sources and make it work on a fire. So we're certainly cognizant that it could pose some challenges, but we know our staff will get water to the fires when they need to.
As you mentioned, a burn ban in place right across the province. Have you had any instances of people not following the rules?
Yeah, we certainly have. The enforcement branch of the department has issued some of those large fines that everyone's heard about. We hope it doesn't get to that stage and that people will check the burn restrictions and follow the rules, but fines certainly have been issued. And, where it'll be warranted, going forward, they will continue to be, I'm sure.
Well, given the fact Nova Scotia had two major wildfires just a couple of years ago, do you think most Nova Scotians are being more careful, more aware?
We do. We've seen 2024, the season following, 2023, and then this year again, numbers, fire numbers are still below average. And then the areas burned are also below average. So we do have to think that, the situation we went through in 2023 had to have an effect. We do believe, there's been some change in behavior and people are maybe thinking twice about having fires and maybe choosing alternatives, like gas appliances. If it's a campfire that they want to enjoy in the evening, they may be switching to gas appliances which are, a very safe alternative. Likewise, they just might be choosing not to burn, maybe when they would have in the past. We are seeing that change in behavior. We have to think that, the increased fine as well has to act as a deterrent. And so we do appreciate all the effort that folks are putting in. And we hope, this dry stretch will be temporary. And we're just asking everyone to pitch in and help prevent fires.
And that's a big fine. Can you remind people how big it is?
Yeah, it's a $25,000 fine. And with some fees and things like that, it actually adds up to just over $28,000. So it's very significant, and it's meant to signal that that this is taken very seriously in the province, and we just really want to prevent fires from starting in the first place.
Well, what is staffing like at the moment? Are there enough crews in place if they're needed?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got staff, in all our depots right across the province. Our aircraft are ready to respond at a moment's notice, and we do have one crew, 20-person crew, deployed out of Saskatchewan, helping out there. As well, we have one other specialist that's deployed up in the Northwest Territories, and they'll all be home starting, Sunday and into early next week. All of our staff will be home. And then obviously we'll take a very close look at the situation in Nova Scotia here before we would commit to returning in resources out west. Just certainly trying to do our very best to help our friends and partners out in Western Canada that have a really tough summer, but we always make sure we're covered here at home first.
All right. Well, thanks so much for the update. We do appreciate it.
Thanks so much for reaching out.
Coming up, we're approaching the 11th hour for a potential trade agreement between Canada and the United States before Trump's self-imposed deadline on Friday. And tens of thousands of people are in St. John's for what's known as the largest garden party in the world. Welcome back. The clock is ticking down to the deadline for a trade agreement between Canada and the United States. President Donald Trump said he'd impose a 35% tariff on some Canadian goods starting August 1st. Peter Armstrong looks at what may happen.
That August 1st deadline looms over everything here. It's set for Friday, and if Canada can't get a deal, Donald Trump has said he'll simply impose tariffs on Canada and not really negotiate at all. His Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, has said the deadline is firm, that there's no more pauses, exemptions. August 1st, he says, is the end of the road. And, well, that sounded good. His colleague, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, announced yesterday that he's negotiated a new 90-day pause in tariffs with China. So, as is almost always the case, things here pretty muddy in Washington, and into those muddy waters enters Dominic LeBlanc, the federal minister responsible for Canada-U.S. relations, and Canadian ambassador to the United States, Kirsten Hillman, a long-standing veteran of exactly this kind of uncertainty. They're here trying to pin down a deal, but it's trickier than just signing this particular deal. After all, the Canada-Mexico-U.S. trade deal, that's set for sweeping renegotiations next year. So Canada's got to be careful that it doesn't agree to anything in this round of talks that could change the long-term prospects of that CUSMA renegotiation. And right now, of course, the Canadian government secured a pretty sweeping exemption of anything that's CUSMA compliant. The Bank of Canada says that covers like 95% of Canadian exports to the U.S. That's not to say there's not real damage being done. There is. It's the auto sector, the steel, aluminum, lumber industries. They're all getting clobbered. But for the most of the rest of the Canadian economy, the impact has been muted, and keeping that in place is going to be one of the biggest and most important things that LeBlanc and Hillman will be trying to do over the next couple of days ahead of that deadline. Peter Armstrong, CBC News, Washington.
The Bank of Canada is deciding to hold its key lending rate steady at 2.75% amid trade tensions with the United States. Governor Tiff Macklem says the tariff uncertainty and unpredictability of the U.S. policy calls for flexibility.
The increases we've seen in U.S. effective tariff rates are less than what was threatened, but they are still outside post-war historical experience. But the unusual degree of uncertainty does mean we have to put more weight on the risks. We're looking at over a shorter horizon than usual, and we are ready to respond to new information.
Macklem says the central bank will now be watching how much tariffs will affect business activity and demand for Canadian exports, and whether higher costs from those import duties are passed on to customers. British Columbia has canceled all tsunami advisories for its coastal regions. They were put in place Tuesday night after a powerful 8.8 magnitude earthquake hit eastern Russia. Panicked sea lions in Russia's Far East dove into the sea as the quake hit. There were no major injuries or deaths as a result of the quake or the tsunamis that followed. It occurred along the Ring of Fire, a series of seismic faults around the Pacific Ocean. Only a few stronger earthquakes have ever been measured, including one in 2011 that spawned the tsunami that caused Japan's Fukushima nuclear disaster. As warm weather continues, health officials are reminding people to be aware of the warning signs of heat-related illness. For some people, including those with disabilities, the risks can be heightened. The CBC's Gwyneth Egan reports.
When the weather gets hot, it can be hard to keep your own body temperature down. And discomfort isn't the only problem. PEI's Chief Public Health Officer says extreme heat affects everyone, but it can be more challenging for people with disabilities to keep their body temperatures regulated. She says with more hot days happening now, it's important that people know the risks.
We are all learning about how we adapt to the heat and recognizing there are illnesses and impacts that come related to heat. I think we all need to pay attention, but particularly those who are most vulnerable are at the highest risk of heat-related illnesses.
There are different factors that affect how someone copes with heat, from medications to chronic conditions. Someone with MS, for example, might be more sensitive to extreme temperatures. Shauna Brady says that's because it takes more energy for the body to send messages up the spinal cord to the brain.
It essentially requires your brain and spinal cord to work harder to kind of get those signals up and down and those messages transferred. So it's essentially making a difficult situation worse. If somebody is already so hot and fatigued, it just takes more energy to do that. So they might find that their symptoms are a little bit worse during those times of heat and fatigue.
She says one way to manage heat is to conserve energy before taking part in activities that could cause your body temperature to go up. Other cooling strategies include using a spray misting bottle, wearing light layers that can be easily removed, and drinking cold water. Morrison and Brady say it's important to know whether any medications you're taking could put you at a higher risk of sunburn or make you more susceptible to heat. And Morrison says confusion, lack of energy, or changes in behavior are signs to get inside, cool down, and take in some fluids. Gwyneth Egan, CBC News, Charlottetown.
Thousands of fans of the godfather of heavy metal have paid their last respects to Ozzy Osbourne. Black Sabbath fans lined the streets of Birmingham, England, as his hearse made its way to a private funeral service. Osbourne grew up in the city, and it's where the band he formed was in 1968. He also had a successful solo career, but found a new legion of fans in the early 2000s with the reality show The Osbournes. He starred alongside his wife Sharon and their two youngest children, Kelly and Jack. Ozzy Osbourne died July 22nd at the age of 76. Well, the race is on in St. John's, Newfoundland, the city's annual regatta race, that is, known as the largest garden party in the world. The event draws tens of thousands to the shores of Kitty Vitty Lake. The CBC's Jessica Singer is at the start line with more.
It is the 207th annual Royal St. John's Regatta here on a beautiful day at Kitty Vitty Lake. Gorgeous, sunny day, perfect weather for rowing. As we know, this is one of the oldest organized sporting events in the entire continent throughout North America, and it's also the only civic holiday in Canada that is dependent on the weather. So fortunately, the sun is shining bright here today. This is about so much more than just rowing. Throughout the day, around 50,000 people head to the Kitty Vitty Lake to enjoy in so many different festivities with family and friends. There are international food vendors, local fish and chips. We have the classic carnival food, cotton candy, my favorite, popcorn, candy apples, and I know that the youngsters like that the most, but they're also here for the rowing, cheering on their loved ones from the sidelines.
I don't know a lot, but I know she practiced a lot and she's really strong.
This year is, of course, different from previous years because we are celebrating in July. The regatta is typically held on the first Wednesday of every August, but because of the Canada Games happening in St. John's next week, the event has, of course, been moved to July. There's also many other firsts happening at the regatta this year, including the first co-ed race on the waters. Jessica Singer, CBC News, Kitty Vitty.
Athletes are built by sporting communities. And sporting communities often rely on dedicated and passionate volunteers. The Stenders have been key figures in the Newfoundland and Labrador track and field community for decades, especially when it comes to the Canada Games. And the father-daughter duo isn't slowing down.
Yo-Yo's jumping. Emily will follow. Alicia is getting ready.
Oh wow, that's going to be close.
We've been a track family growing up.
Yeah, you could say that.
In track and field this afternoon, this is action from the women's 4x100 meter relay.
I am a former athlete. I competed in the 81 and 85 Canada Games, and I've coached at 4 other Canada Games, and this will be my 5th as a coach.
The province of Newfoundland. My first was in 1977. I was on the coaching staff for the jumps.
Now here comes Newfoundland.
The next one came in 1985, and then 89 in Saskatoon, 93 in Brandon, Manitoba, And then London, Ontario. That was the last one where I coached. Good jump. This year at the Canada Games, I will be officiating the long jump and the high jump, and maybe the triple jump.
Now you're probably going to be the oldest.
Yes, no doubt I'll be the oldest, because even at the Nationals now, you won't see anyone 88 years old, right? Yes. Oh, I'm proud at my old age still to do it. 5:33. Boy, very consistent. Wow, wow, wow. I love it. I love to be out there in the sunshine and talk to the athletes and, be fair in everything. And it's my life. Track is my life. Good jump. Nice. Beautiful height. Wow. Doesn't come much better.
He's definitely inspired a lot of athletes, and a lot of athletes to then become coaches and officials as well.
You could go down a touch.
So that's how you hopefully grow your sport. First as an athlete, and then hopefully a coach, and if not, an official.
Jennifer is a great coach and was a great athlete also, right? She held the record for over 23 years in the 400 meters. We've been volunteers now for so many years, and I think I really love to see her being involved and help out so much. Maybe it's natural that she is born to be a coach, right? Yeah.
It's pretty special that you guys have such like a connection through this sport, that you're both so into it.
Yeah.
Do you guys see that, or is it kind of just like a day in the life for you guys?
Just normal.
Yeah, I think
it's been for 47 years, I guess.
47 years
when I first got
together,
involved.
Right?
Yep.
4:43. I still hope to contribute for another few years, even though my age is very high. Good job. But I love to be out there with the athletes. Right? We are there for the athletes.
That's nice. 1302, Bethany.
Canada's main stock index saw broad declines today, while U.S. markets were mixed. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break.
This weather update is brought to you by Access Wellness Nova Scotia. Book your appointment today for free, confidential mental wellness support.
Yes, the rain. When will it fall? How much will we get? Lots of questions.
Yeah, it will fall in dribs and drabs over the next couple of days, but and not enough is the answer in terms of how much we will get. The southwest of the province has the greatest chance of seeing maybe around 10 millimeters, which is a drop in the bucket compared to what we do need. Have a look at our viewer picture of the day. And this is one of the best we've seen in a while, in my humble opinion.
Oh, wow.
Sea bright.
So nice. Wouldn't you like to be on that boat?
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Peter, an absolutely stunning picture. Thank you so much for sharing this. Ryan's Pics at cbc.ca. There have been some absolute beauties coming into the inbox, so keep them coming. Now for tomorrow, we will be seeing temperatures, for the most part in those low to mid 20s. So a nice, comfortable day, the humidity really dropping off. We'll see that chance for showers overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and then another chance for showers, a better chance for Thursday night into Friday morning. So let's time it out. There are those isolated showers and maybe a rumble of thunder overnight into Thursday morning. And then we're watching another little round possible through Thursday evening. And this is where, again, the bulk of the green coming in to your map here. This is what is looking like the best chance for showers will be Thursday night into Friday morning. Then that pulls away, and we are looking at the clear out through Friday, late Friday into Saturday. And Saturday is looking like a pretty nice day indeed. We'll see perhaps a mix of sun and cloud developing into the afternoon. Temperatures still into the low to mid 20s. And then we'll kind of crank those temperatures up a little bit through Sunday into Monday, especially with temperatures into the mid to high 20s with the humidity staying low.
Lots of beach days.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 5,000 tons is what 900 full-grown male elephants would weigh, and that's how much Big Carl can lift. Big Carl is the nickname for the world's largest crane at 250 meters tall. It's practically a landmark now in Somerset, England. It's seen here lifting a massive dome to cover this nuclear reactor building under construction.
The Hinkley Point Power Station will be Britain's first new nuclear plant in more than 2 decades. It's expected to become operational by 2029. The project is part of the country's push to boost energy security and reach its climate targets.
Go Big Carl.
Yeah.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.